Now that we've looked at pressure and working with neutrals, there are some other forms of value scale practices that I would like us to try. And one is, being that color pencils do have a wide variety of colors, your pencil set may come with several pencils that could fit within a certain pigments family. So since I'm working with red here, I went through my set and I pulled out all the color pencils that were related to red, whether it was pinks, ones that had a red orange hue, ones that seemed to be a darker red. And what I want to do before I even think of value scales is give these a little swatch. So I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper. I'm going to move my value scales for now. And I already know what the 324 looks like. And it's still going to be my base color for this. So this one obviously seems to be the lightest color. So I'm going to apply a little test swatch of it. This is my 328. I think I'll do a swatch of this one. Oh, that's a very vibrant pink. That's 438. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the pencil tips. Sometimes the paint can be a little bit deceptive. See, this one, the casing, what they've painted it, seems a little bit lighter to me than this one. This one has a brighter hue, but this one seems to have a lighter value. But when I look at the tips, it seems opposite. So the only way I can really know is to test them. And again, as I test them, I am writing down their numbers so I know which pencil was which. This one still seems lighter than my 324. And this one seems darker. Okay, so I've done my swatches. And now what I'm looking at is I'm comparing the colors, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a value scale by using pencils of similar hue to create the value scale. So I want something that is lighter, I want something that's a medium, and something that may look darker. So looking here, I could go with maybe a 330, a 324, and 325 mixture together. Though it does look to me in person, I'm not sure how much it reads on the screen there, but my 324 actually seems a little bit darker than my 325. So I may make this one my darkest value, my medium value, my lighter value. So that's one option. Another option I have is going with some of the red oranges and working with the 324. So on this test strip, I think I'm going to try a couple things out. So if I did work with, and I'm looking for at least 3 values of this hue. So if I did start with 330, let's see here. I'm going to try the 325 next, since I think it seems a little bit brighter. Sometimes brighter colors read as lighter value colors. So I'm going to add a little bit of it into that mix. And I want to see what it looks like if I end with the 324. That's not too bad. I wonder if I mix a little bit of the 438 in there. So I'm going to extend my 330 out this way. And see if this is too bright. That could make a nice value scale. So I think the 328 is just maybe a little bit too peachy for this type of value scale. Now if I did want to get into a little bit more of the red oranges instead of a more pink to dark red value scale, then I might use that. So if I did try So if I did try the 328, sorry about that, I had misplaced it, and I start here, and go into the 322, I think maybe I'll add some 326 in there. And end with my 324. So that could work, but I'm actually not really liking the 326 in there. I think once I applied heavy pressure, it seems too orange. So if I was working maybe with oranges, the 328, the 326 might do a nice, sorry, the 328 and 322 might work into a nice value scale. But I am liking the 326 into the 324. But then I would need at least a third value yet. Let me see what this one, if it's still too orange, if I work with the 326 and the 324 with it. finally I'll finish with my 324. Yeah, I think that could work as a value scale too. So I have one that I could possibly use 3 colors to create more of a red, reddish orange value scale. Then I have one up here in which I can work with a little bit cooler tones of red to get into pinks, into my darker reds. So either one will work. So I think I'm going to work with this one. I like the blend of those a little bit better. So I'm going to need my 324, my 326, and my 328. So now that I have my colors chosen, I am ready to start my value scale. So I'm going to start with my 328, and I'm going to apply it heavily to this box since it's my lightest value, and then I'm going to ease up on pressure and let it lighten up as it comes across. Now there are different ways you can do this. You can do similar to like when I did my practice and I just had light value, medium value overlapping, and then medium value, dark value overlapping. Or you can place all of these colors into all of the steps of your value scale so that they all kind of blend and marry together. So I think I'm going to do similar to how I did my value scale, in which I'm going to let my medium tone and my lighter tone mix together, and then I'm going to let my medium tone and my darker tone mix together. Okay, so that is my value scale using at least 3 pencils of the same U that seem to have various values of that U in my set. So I am once again going to label what I used. So this was my 328. I think I'll put a little swatch. My medium value was my 326. And my dark value was my 324.